obviously AI, ChatGPT, and other technology coming into the classroom. How is that changing teaching philosophy? And I'm going beyond just the plagiarism issue, using ChatGPT to write an essay, but how are teachers incorporating that and teaching students to use it effectively, given that it's coming into the classroom or has the potential to so quickly?
Yes, generative AI is probably the most challenging and the most incredibly exciting development in higher education today. We have 140 of those faculty with a few staff mixed in who joined the innovation initiative to look at how AI can impact their courses and how it should impact their courses. So we plan by next year to ask every faculty member to state on their syllabus what and how AI can be used in their classes, what's legitimate and part of the learning exercise, and what would not be in bounds or appropriate for them. Our faculty are finding amazing ways to use artificial intelligence. I heard from one faculty member who is mentoring a senior thesis. She had some complicated data analyses, and she said to check her students' data work, she had an ongoing conversation with ChatGPT 4.0 and said, let's talk about the data and let's try this method. And she did confirm the students' work, which is powerful if you're trying to educate folks to not be afraid of technology, but to use it for humanity.
I would think to boost their productivity too. They can do so much more now in a semester than they could before.
So we try to focus on it in a National Liberal Arts College. What are the things that, at least till today, what makes us human? And what are the things that only humans can do? And focus on that and let the technology do the things that could be more automated.
You're in an interesting position where you're an econ minor and you are an ordained minister and you are a college president. I mean, you could obviously you hold a bunch of competing ideas in your head, but I want to ask you the idea about college finance reform. When someone approaches going to a school and they see the tuition, room, board tuition, and some of it, Davidson's plus 60,000. I'm not asking you to defend that, but when someone goes to school and they can go to a state school, go to a private school, and they take their choice, it seems like it's a complicated soup of endowments and grants and funds you can get, but you're not going to pay retail, but you will. Should that be flattened? Should that be simplified? Have colleges and universities made it harder on themselves by raising billions of dollars for, endowments?
It's a fantastic and important question, and it has to be dynamic. We can't just do what we did a decade ago or a few decades ago. The sticker price of the top institutions in the country, whether you're an out-of-state student going to a public or you're going to a private, is incredibly high. And we still see the value in that experience. But you mentioned the figure of a tuition around $60,000 plus room, board, and fees. It's a high number. My wife and I are paying that for one college student, and we'll pay it for two different parts of the country next year because neither want to go to the school where their dad is president.
Shocker.
But for a student with high need in North Carolina, they can come to Davidson College more affordably than they could go to Chapel Hill or to UNC Charlotte. And that is because we're one of 24 schools in America that are need blind. We meet 100% of need, and we do it without loans in the package. So we have a messaging problem for sure, because that sticker price is daunting to low-income students. But higher education is itself a public good. It's also a private good. But we want not just the wealthy to come to our school. So over 60% of our students are receiving need-based aid at Davidson College. The average package is over $60,000, higher than the tuition price.
Is that annually or is that
Yes,
per year?
annually.
Okay. Yeah.
So we put out about $75 million a year for financial aid. 70 million plus of that comes from our endowment and from operating monies. And another 4 to 5 million comes from the federal government and from the state government for in-state students with need. So we have a complex economy, but what it does is it allows us to have world-class faculty and a very low student-faculty ratio, and we're able to have students from across the socioeconomic distribution. A quarter of our U.S. students are Pell eligible.